So let's take a look at the different levels of golfers, the different handicaps, and we'll watch the swing progressively break down. It's really, really fascinating. Let's have a look at Adam Scott quickly here in the handicap zeros. We see great angles created in the downswing, the body moving through the wall to help us get shaft lean, compression, clean contact. It doesn't take long for the players to get worse. We can just see the subtle changes and variations here in and around impact, the shoulder not moving through the wall, a proven fact for great compression. The handicap 6 just not being able to create some of those dynamic angles coming down, and it deteriorates really, really quickly. And it's a shame because we really do have this information, how to get golfers to the next level. From World Class Golf Instruction, getting into impact here, the club dangerously scraping along the ground. How hard is that to repeat? Just a question of time. We're not going to hit the ball clean when we don't have the shaft lean that we need. Moving into even higher handicaps, we see really players adding artificial loft miles away from the wall and just major problems breaking down in the swing. Guys, in this video, we're going to have a look at a really interesting angle, and we're going to help you guys understand how to create better angles and lag, shaft lean in your swing. It's going to help all players become more dynamic. I'm helping players from all around the world with swing analysts, same as these YouTube videos, except your swing on the screen at WorldClassGolf.com. Guys, let's get stuck into a really, really interesting video and some really, really interesting drills. So guys, we've got 2 drills coming up, right? One is the best drill ever for your hands and your wrists. You're going to get more lag, more shaft lean. It's just an unbelievable exercise. The other drill we're going to look at is how your body moves, which is going to really help you with this video here. This video here I'm sharing with you. If you get on the correct side of the wall here, you're going to flush it. You're going to get great angles. Now let's have a look at this. If you're using perhaps a V1 app or some software, how can you not film your swing? Everyone's filming their swings. What pro doesn't film their swings, right? So you draw a line up 6 inches. Have a look at that, just on the outside. 6 is on the outside of this trail foot. And this gives you the gauge, the corridor. This is where the good players are. I'm going to show you that quickly before we look at this awesome drill. Now let's see these professional coming down. He's going to shave down and get on the inside, the correct side of the wall. And the amateur's not, right? So we see the amateur, see that right arm, that trail arm, see the gap into here, okay? Now, the wider you get there, the more you lose your angles, you lose your speed, fat shots, thin shots, early extension. You're standing up in it, and you're losing all your angles, and you're going to flip it. All right, so this is what I'm going to show you with the drill coming up. Now, when we look at great plays, it doesn't matter if it was back in the day. I mean, they went away wide. Nicholas brought it back in, into the side here. You've got the arm is further in front of the hip or the side than you think sometimes. So it's not jammed up. Have a look at Mac O'Grady there. What a great teacher, what a great ball striker. We can have a look at Oosthuizen moving down. What a beautiful swing that is on the correct side of the wall. And even look at McIlroy, who does it with ease. Wide swing and then brings it down. They're all doing it, right? And so it's a really, really important part of the golf swing to notice where these great players are. So guys, let's have a look now at one great drill with your hands and your wrists. Get them to move effectively. And then at the end, we're going to look at a drill for your body and how that moves. Let's get stuck into it. So hi everyone, right, creating better angles coming down. Let's have a talk about this. First thing to notice, right, we'll just go through a couple of things. You can't have an open club face. So if I just close that club face here and I add some shaft lean, the club face is square, right? So we want to get around 10, 12, 15 degrees of shaft lean with your iron shots. And when we're looking at an open club face, if I add shaft lean, and if I add lag, I'm just going to open up the face. So what we're seeing a lot of the time is people having to flip it and bring the club back to square here, which is not what we're after. So encouraging people that haven't played junior golf to go into that Fred Couples grip, which is around a 3 knuckle grip, turning the hand in. You're going to get more play and movement out of that joint. It's also going to keep your club in a square position moving back. That means that when you're taking the club away, the logo on your glove will be pointing down. You can see that this club face pointing up towards 1 o'clock, because when we start to add in the angle, the club's going to come back and it's going to be in a square position. It's going to be pointing between 12 and 1. And we want to be able to get that club face coming in still square with the shaft lean. All right, it's almost like how this is a good to visualize how someone paints a wall. Getting that movement in, closing up this gap. Now let me show you how you can practice this. And I recommend
because it's a difficult move, half swings at the start, just to get an idea of how that's working. What we're going to do is you're going to grip it nice and loose, turn the hand into a 3-knuckle grip. As I said, you'll get some more play and movement out of that joint. What we're doing with this drill essentially is we're starting in the address position, and when you're coming back to impact, you're going to have more shaft lean than what you started at. And then you'll start to get a motion like this. It's almost like that paintbrush move. Once again, starting here with a little bit of shaft lean, but coming into impact with more. And if you can see my hands and how they're moving now, you'll see that the hands are starting to create this type of motion. That lead wrist moving in to flexion, the right wrist into extension, almost like how a fish's tail moves when it swims. Also closing up this gap as we're coming down. That's going to be one of the drills and exercises. And just by starting off with a half swing, you might see a little bit of angle in this as I move down. It's almost like when you're flicking a towel. And we've got so many drills and exercises on World Class Golf Instruction in the Lag series. This is just part of it. But you'll just see, I'll just hit one here, and you'll see the movement just with a half swing. You'll probably see the lag angle as I bring the club back down with a little bit more shaft lean. Just a small swing here. So people, swing analyst lessons, Craig Hanson, WorldClassGolf.com, right? You're looking at around 15 to 30 minutes of a swing analyst. You've got WhatsApp contact or private contact with me. You can Zoom call, Skype call. There's tailored drills and exercises. Don't try and do it by yourself. I'm improving people from all around the world. Get a higher level of instruction at a cheaper price. Reach out to me personally. I can coach you. Let's get stuck into it together. It's just nice and soft, and we start to add in just a little bit of lag and angle, just like you're painting that wall. And that will just bring in some more feel, some more flow, and it really just bringing that shaft back, starting at the start and bringing it back to more shaft lean, closing up the gap on the way down. We start to get that lag and get good contact and good compression. So guys, getting a little bit more shaft lean in your downswing and getting a better position in this halfway position. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to really close up this gap and get a little bit of pressure, a little bit of bend in this left leg. Let's have a look at this drill here. Get to the top, close up the gap, and just sit there. And just feel that arm against your ribs. Get that left knee to bend. Once again, up to the top, left knee to bend, and we're going to close up this gap. You're going to feel that elbow right on that rib. You can see that elbow leading in, closing up that gap, move back, and then hit a ball. And create that sensation moving from, the practice drill straight in to the golf ball. It's such an important area here for a lot of people to really understand. Getting up to the top, closing up that gap, getting some pressure onto that left knee, applying a few practice swings. And guys, it's really going to help you, get some better angles moving down. The more that this arm is away from our side, the wider the downswing, and the more problems we're having in and around impact. Great place to be, getting this right elbow right up against the side of your hip and your ribs.